Hello, my name is Ace Huff. I run the Huff Agency here. We're part of the Dealey Group of American Income. And thank you for joining us and taking interest in this career opportunity. We've moved to a virtual format due to the pandemic, and now we are doing a remote at home position. And we're really facing a lot of growth, but we've had to change the way we do our interview process. So we've gone to this virtual format. Now, what the goal of this company overview is to make sure you understand exactly what we do, how we do things, who we are, and what your role would be with the company so that you can make an informed decision before we sit down for that final interview and make sure it's a mutual fit for both sides. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you here and just go through some things in a little bit more detail on what we're doing and what we're looking for in our candidates. So right now, what we're looking for is people who can step in and fill those roles and have an entrepreneurial attitude to take their skill levels to the next level. Now, what we'll go over in the company overview is the history of American Income and AIL, what we do, how we market our brand, what the compensation is, and how we impact the communities that we serve. Also, what is the expectations if you now American Income Life was founded in 1951 by Bernard Rappaport, and Bernard Rappaport was actually working the financial services industry and was discouraged by the fact that 80% of his time was spent finding clients, and really only 20% of his time was spent working with them and helping them. So he tried to find a way to flip that. And the way he did it is he met with unions and associations, and he met with those unions and provided us a package that was geared directly to those working families. Flip the script where 20% of his time was spent finding clients and 80% of his time was spent meeting with them and helping them. Now, since then, American Income Life has been bought by Globe Life. It's a very familiar company. And then we have over $67 billion of life insurance in force. We operate in all 50 states in the United States, Canada, and New Zealand. However, in New York, they have laws about where your corporate headquarters have to be. So we operate with a system in New York. So a little bit about American Income. Since its conception, we face constant growth. And really the reason is the adaptability of the company as a whole. We've been able to adapt through different recessions because what people want during recessions is obviously comfort and safety. And that's something that insurance and life insurance provides. So when we have these projections and this growth, we also need to increase our agent footprint on how many people we can get out and see. And the only way we can do that is bringing in quality people who are motivated and ready to help their community. Now, Globe Life, our parent company, has over $192 billion of life insurance coverage in force, and they're one of the most recognized names in the insurance industry. They're part of the S&P 500 index, which obviously is the top 500 stocks in the S&P in the entire country. Now, they also have naming rights to Globe Field for the Texas Rangers. We're the official life insurance of the Dallas Cowboys, and we also are the official life insurance for the Dallas Football Club. Now, the Cowboys owner, Jerry Jones, actually spoke with our state directors, and he made a big deal about that. They only work with, I believe, 43 companies that they will match their brand up or associate their brand with. And so it's quite an honor for Globe Life to be selected by because of the integrity and the strength of the company that we have. Now, as you can see, Globe Life, our parent company, has also shown that growth, and it's really our support system as a whole that trickles down to the agency and all the way down to the agent level. Now, as far as the future of the industry, we're having a big growth here in 2020. And part of the reason is obviously because of some panic shopping. I wouldn't really call it panic shopping though. It's more that people, anytime mortality that people flock to, again, for that safety and that peace of mind that their family be taken care of, God forbid something were to happen. So the our company is rated A+ superior by AM Best. That's the oldest financial rating company in the United States. A+ superior is the top rating you can get. This is dictated by how much liquid cash that we have on hand to make sure we have the and the constant growth or premiums coming in to support the death benefits that are covered. We're A+ superior. We've been A+ superior for a long time, and that allows us to provide the best rates and provide additional service to our client base. Now, what do we do? American Income, we work with working families. We don't work with the top 0.5%, and you have to have a certain net worth. We work with everybody, our communities, and that's who our communities are. They're the working class people that would be devastated, God forbid something happened to a breadwinner or to anyone in the family. So we're going to provide no cost benefits as well as optional supplemental benefits to make sure that that family is taken care of on the worst day of their life. So first, we have a health services discount card that everybody we meet with gets for free. This gets them a 10 to 60% discount on prescriptions, dental, chiropractic, the way that families can make sure that their out-of-pocket cost for medical is affordable and they can continue their lives without a hiccup. We also provide child safe kits. This is something one of the police unions we work with sponsors. And these are jump starters for the Amber Alert program. It's a spot to keep all your children's information in place. So God forbid something were to happen and they were going missing. That way the police have all the information they need and they can cast that net with the Amber Alert as fast as possible. Now, we also provide no cost AD&D coverage, because if something happens, every little bit counts. We want to make sure that family has a $2,000 to $4,000 no cost AD&D policy. So if there is an accidental death, because bottom line is everybody knows somebody who got up in the morning, got ready, went to work, and didn't come home at night. We want to make sure that those families are taken care of. And so we have that for everybody we meet with. And then we also have our accidental coverage and our life insurance. Those life insurance policies are built to make sure that pay out. That is our primary concern, that we cover as cheap as they can get them. We have policies that are going to be there when they need them. Now, how do we market this? How do we go out and see the community? Well, the first way we do it is through our PR department. Our PR department goes out, they meet with the executive members of labor unions, credit unions, associations, and they show them the programs. When the union has decided that it's a program that they want their members to have access to, they will mail them a response card with the union heading on it. We usually will tell you an average return on a direct mail is actually 1%. So we do well, but it's because it has the union heading on it. Now, when they return that card, We'll contact that person, set up a meeting. Now, we used to do this in the home. Now we're doing it over Zoom, and we'll meet them over Zoom, go through the benefits with them, make sure they receive all the no-cost benefits they're entitled to, but then also show them the options that they may qualify for. They can take advantage of those options and receive our freedom of choice certificate with life insurance, education, or whatever other assets that they need to protect to make sure that they're there for their family, God forbid something were to happen. Now, how is compensation, what does the career path look like? Compensation is going to be performance-based. Everybody's going to start in that individual producer role. So as you grow in that individual producer role, some people, this is their career choice. They love doing this and they stay in that individual producer role. Again, your compensation is how many enrollments you can go out and get. We have a system in place. You're going to get your leads. We have a referral system in place. So once you go out and see the people who have returned those cards, they have the ability to set up the same benefits for family and friends. So the individual producers are going to be the boots on the ground, just meeting with as many people as you possibly can. And then once you decide to take that step, or you're ready to take that step into management, the first step is what we call you're now going to take those skills and translate them to someone else. You'll not only be compensated for the work that you do, but you'll be compensated for the work that the people you train do. From there, we have a general agent. The general agent is going to be managing supervising agents as well as doing training and handling individual producers. And then we have a master general agent. Here, this is the NFL contract. This is the big contract because you're going to be running your own agency at this point. When you're running your own agency, you're more involved in the recruiting process. But I do want you guys to notice that the time frames aren't very long there. Again, we're mandated to open a couple new offices. We need to make sure that we not only have the manpower or the people power in place, but also that we have people who can step into those leadership roles and accelerate quickly. From a master general agent, we have a regional general agent. You're mostly managing managers. And then from there, we have the state directors. The state directors are there to handle a territory. Okay. Now, the number one reason people join the financial services industry is residual income. What I mean by that is you're going to get paid different ways. The first way you're going to get paid is with your advance. So that's your upfront week-to-week pay as well as your weekly bonus. So we get a weekly advance and a weekly bonus based on our performance each week. Now, from there, you'll also earn a back-end check or a residual income. So you'll earn a certain percentage of your contract on the advance, which is going to be 65% on the advance, and then you'll get 35% on the back end. So you'll get paid that on the anniversary of the policy. So the following year, you get a check for what you did that month the previous year. Now, every year your policies pay, you'll get the renewal percentage. And that renewal percentage will build on itself year over year. And after 10 years, it's vested for the life of the policies. So even if something happens to you, it'll continue to go to your family or your estate. This is another reason we have to replace our leadership team so quickly. You can take your full retirement after 10 years. You're fully vested. If you decide to go do something else, you carry those renewals with you. Now, what does the culture look like? Obviously, that's really important for you. When you come to a company, you want to be somewhere where you're comfortable and you fit in. And also it's important for us because we want to provide a workplace where we can have competition, but also a lot of support. The way we do this is we have contests, we have bonuses, and we have convention. What convention is that's put on by our home office. They pick a location each year. Unfortunately, this past year, it was supposed to be at Baja Mar in the Bahamas, but everything was shut down due to the coronavirus. Um, Now, the next year is going to be in Puerto Rico. They've done Las Vegas, Paris, you name it, but they throw a really big shindig. 2 years ago in Las Vegas, we had Jocko Willink come as a speaker. He's an ex-Navy SEAL. He was commander in the Battle of Ramadi, great author, great speaker. But then there's also a lot of fun. They rented out a club there in Vegas and they had DJ Tiesto perform for just American Income employees who had qualified for convention. Now, once you qualify, writing a certain amount of business over the course of the year, it is a paid trip for you and a guest. And we'll also have a lot smaller competitions, weekly, monthly, things like that, that really we want to include as many of our people into the culture and into that competition for just that personal and self growth. Now, how we make a difference in the communities that we work in, those communities give so much to us that we want to make sure that we're giving as much as we can back to them. So we don't just give back the no cost benefits and the death benefits and making sure that their families are protected. There's also donations. Our SGAs, our state directors, every year they have a meeting, and wherever they're at, they do a fundraiser. For example, those bikes there, they bought and assembled all those bikes for an orphanage, to make sure that the kids had transportation, they could get to school and stuff like that. You can see the 2019 donations, and the donation since 2012. That's just the donation from home office. That doesn't even include the donations that happen at the individual agency level all over the country. So you can see our founder, Bernard Rappaport, one of the things he always said was that if you see a social justice, you should have a sense of outrage. And he built this company on a sense of community and really bringing up the community and the social and the people around us and trying to give back as much as we possibly could. We do a toy drive every year this time of year to help underprivileged youth. So with Toys for Tots, as well as provide underprivileged families with turkey dinners and food drives throughout the year. Now, what does it take to join the Huff Agency and American Income and the Dealey Group? First of all, you got to get a professional certification. Now, to do that, the first step is to pass a course. Now, this is an online course. It is a $200 course. If we decide to move forward, we'll pay the first $100 up front. If you can pass that course within 4 days, then we'll reimburse the $100 that you put in to take the course. But after you pass that course, you will have to pass the state exam and pass a background check and then apply for the license. Now, those fees will go directly to the state, and it's for your license and your professional certification. If you're in Minnesota, after you pass that course, we can get you a temporary license, which allows you to operate for 6 months, and you have 6 months to take those other steps, being the background check, the state exam, and then apply for the license. Now, once you get started, you'll go into our training. You do need a smartphone, so that way you can run our ERP system that has all the leads and everything in it, as well as a laptop, so you can run our application software and perform your duties. The way we do our training is you'll do 1 week in a classroom training. It is a virtual classroom, and then you'll do 2 weeks in the field. Those 2 weeks in the field are crucial because they're live, you're seeing people, and this is why it is so important that you have that professional certification, that state license, is when you are in your field training, we want to make sure you are writing applications under your name. When you write applications, you get paid for those. If you are not licensed, we can legally not pay you. So you have to have that before you hit training class. So that way we can make sure that during that field training time, when you have that support from your manager in the presentation, that you're getting the most out of it and you're able to excel as high as possible. The other thing is, are you coachable? Do you have an entrepreneurial attitude? Are you ready to take that next step and continue to grow as an individual and as a business owner? And I say that because I'm not here to micromanage anyone. Your job is to achieve your goals. My job is to hold you accountable and help give you a game plan. So we're looking for people who are motivated, who are ready to take that next step, who are ready to create a career for themselves. You don't need a college degree, but you do need the ability to learn. And so we're really looking for people who are ready to take that next step and build a career and build that residual income. Now, what's next? The next piece is we're going to do a phone interview. So when you get off the call here, you'll see a form. Please fill out that form, have all your information in there, and then we'll reach out to you right away. You'll get that phone call. When you get that phone call, we'll be looking to set up a final interview so we can make the hiring decision. Again, we are under the gun to get these offices open and to make sure that everything that we can continue this growth through 2021 and beyond. But we need quality people who can step in and step into those leadership roles. So fill out that form. Please, when you leave, don't close out of the browser. Go ahead and just hit leave meeting. So that way you get that form. When you fill that out, you're going to get a phone call. So if you see a 763 number or a 575 number, if you see a goofy New Mexico number, that's me. And we're going to be calling you to set up that interview and make the hiring decision so we can move forward and get you into class as soon as possible. Now, this isn't for everybody, but it is for somebody, and we can't take on everybody who applies. That's why we wanted to make sure we did this company overview so you can make sure it was a good fit for you. And then we'll do the final interview to make sure it's a good fit for us. We have a limited amount of spots in our training classes, and we have a limited amount of trainers for the field training. So we want to make sure that when you apply, that you're ready to go, we can move forward and we can fill those slots. Thank you for taking your time and sitting in on this company overview. If you have any additional questions, please fill out the form. Be more than happy to get those answered, and so we can make a decision whether it's a mutual fit and it's good to move forward. I look forward to talking with all of you, and you have a wonderful day.